Ludlow
I don't know that means. I don't know.
says he doesn't
Check
know.
OB3.
Check Obi. Oh, that's Montego Bay. Freddie Notes and the Rudies.
I'm telling his comrades.
And Ludlow said, remember his comrades. So check out what
Audition.
the audition. You got that? Have him gone.
Right?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, man.
You can't go any louder?
You can fire me.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2 o'clock. Alright, linking Jamaican. Jamaican diaspora, abroad and at home. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story, highlighting the positive role of the Jamaican diaspora.
How are you? Uh-huh.
Doing the arts exhibition outside.
Yes.
Lots of little kids who come and say, "I want to do art."
Okay.
And so we're meeting and talking to the artists out there.
Okay. So you want to share that with us?
I want to share some of the stories with you.
All right. We're here until 5.
Yeah, later.
All right.
Thanks.
Good.
Remember, it's Arlene, Judy's sister.
I knew there was a connect. Right. Right.
Dad, my father always called me.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Canadian website,
What's that?
www.jamaican.com, or your mobile code
It does?
jamaican.com or novex.com.
If you say so.
No, I'm looking at this.
Yes, I realize. It's about current affairs and doing so in an environment that combines our global listenership or diaspora listenership with those of us right here at home. So on any given day and any discussion, we have people, Jamaicans in particular, overseas, and Jamaicans here at home, exchanging thoughts, ideas, discussing, debating, whatever the topic is.
We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides.
Yesterday I heard an argument about a police officer getting a $17 million compensation.
Sorry, I'm gonna go on now. Just a second. Let's go studio. I'm not getting the radio there. I'm not getting the radio. Oh, I'm hearing now. It's all right. How you doing? My dream is of an island place, which distant seas keep lonely. A little island on whose face the stars are watchers only. Those bright, still stars, they need not seem brighter or stiller in my dream. An island full of hills and dells, all rumpled and uneven, with green recesses, sudden swells, and odorous valleys driven. So deep and straight that always there, the wind is cradled to soft air. Hills running up to heaven for light through woods that halfway ran, as if the wild earth mimicked the wilder heart of man. Only it shall be greater by far, and gladder than hearts ever are. audio low coming in. The audio out of studio. As long as I'm hearing the radio. You want to do that then? Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I have an interview at 2:30 and then another one at 3. So if you want, you could do 2:45. That's too late?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll
But
in a few minutes then. Let's try for 2:20.
alright.
That's good.
What we're gonna talk
You'll
about?
have, you'll have to remind me of your title and all this.
General manager of the Honeybun Foundation.
Oh, that's gonna be hard to remember. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, this is loaded. All right, so I'm still in intro. Great, thanks. Let's go studio. 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the fourth day of the 11th and penultimate month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. Put another way, it's the fourth day of the sixth month of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, and we'll give you a quick update weather-wise as far as the region is concerned, as we ensure that you know what's happening at any given time of the day, not least of all right now, as we continue on location. We'll fill you in on that information as well in just a moment, except to say that the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, is updating its data, telling us as at 2 o'clock this afternoon Eastern Daytime, 1 o'clock Jamaica time, that there are a couple of key messages for development across the region weather-wise. So for example, there's a large non-tropical low pressure area which is expected to develop over the southwest Atlantic late this weekend or early next week and move generally westward or west-northwestward. Regardless of tropical or subtropical cyclone development or the exact track of the system, there is an increasing risk of coastal flooding, gale force winds, heavy rainfall, rough surf, and beach erosion along much of the southeastern United States coast, the Florida East Coast, and portions of the central and northwestern Bahamas during the early to middle part of next week. While it is too early to determine the timing, magnitude, and location of specific impacts, interests along the southeastern United States coast, the east coast of Florida, and the Bahamas should monitor the progress of the system and refer to the regular bulletins from the National Hurricane Center. Now, as far as we're concerned, right here in Jamaica, weather-wise, the local forecast will give us an idea of exactly what to expect. But we'll give that to you later on because we're making some adjustments at the top of the show on today's edition of both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. In terms of our observances for the month of November, here in Jamaica, we continue to observe the month of November as Science and Technology Month, Youth Month, Parents Month, Local Government and Rural Development Month, Diabetes Awareness Month, Epilepsy Awareness Month, Drug Abuse Awareness Month, Food Month, Eat Jamaican Month, Alzheimer's Awareness Month, CARICOM Energy Month, Kiwanis Family Month, and Lung Cancer Awareness Month. It's Key Club Week 2022. On Monday, the message was Show Your K. On Tuesday, it was Kudos to the Key Players. Wednesday was Dare to Share. Yesterday, the Key Club message was Random Acts of Kindness. And for today, the last day of Key Club Week, the word is Connect the K's. Happy Key Club Week. It's Citizenship Day in Northern Marianas, Community Service Day in Dominica, Constitution Day in Tonga, Flag Day in Palau and Panama. It's a National Day in Micronesia, National Unity Day in Italy and Russia, and St. Charles's Day in Andorra. Sikhs around the world are observing Bandi Chor Devas in Sikhism. There's more after the break. What's that now? Oh. Go on again, let me hear
You're
you.
listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:15. For haulage, welding, moving, dredging, while driving, cranes will pick up to 450 tons and skilled workmen on Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, 29 Marion Road, Montego Bay, and 85 Oakland Road, Kingston 6. Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, the strongest name in steel. Western Jamaica's largest business expo and trade show is back! The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Expo 2022 comes alive from November 4th to 6th at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Come experience over 100 businesses, our job fair, investment of a quarter, Guineas Village, daily live entertainment, and more. Admission free! The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Expo 2022 is sponsored by Sino Resorts, S Hotel, Rainforest, CBJ, Social Butterflies, and Elite Concepts. Sides of the story. The Cattle Breeders Society of Jamaica in association with their partners and stakeholders present the Millard Livestock Show and Beef Festival, Thursday, November 10 at Millard Estate, Brownstown.
It's a song that is
Both
coming out
sides of the
low.
story with Dervan Malcolm will be
The
there
vocals
from
are much
5
higher
p.m.
than
to
the
provide live coverage of the featured events. This broadcast is brought to you by Millard Livestock, Agro Investment Corporation, Nutrimix, the College of Agriculture, Science and Education case, and the National Irrigation Commission. That's a live broadcast of both sides of the story, live from the Millard Livestock Show and Beef Festival, Thursday, November 10 at Millard Estate, Brownstown, St. Anne, right here on Power 106 FM. This broadcast of both sides of the story from the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Expo is brought to you by the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited, Rose Hall Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medifair Pharmacy Limited, Paper and Things, and Ventura Photo and Video.
Let's go. Hoy es viernes el 4 de noviembre 2022 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresario. Bienvenidos. C'est vendredi le 4 novembre 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme la leçon parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. Come back. All we're saying is it's Friday, the 4th of November 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices, and that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
No,
Oh,
that's why I'm
okay. That mic is yours.
ready. Okay.
Audio. Where did the audio go? Okay. Let's go studio. Thank you so much for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Horror 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Welcome to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9 from Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. We're coming to you live from the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Job Fair and Expo. It's happening here at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica. But for marketing purposes, we're in Montego Bay, the friendly city. Joining us now is the general manager of the Honeybun Foundation, Nashona Lala. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon, Dervan. I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. We're anxious to learn, first of all, of the purpose of the Honey Bun Foundation.
Okay. The Honeybun Foundation was incorporated in 2019, so we're a very young foundation like Honeybun, of course, everybody knows their history. And the main function of the foundation is for SMEs and the creative industry. So we say that our mission is creating business models for SME and the creative industry to become transformational industry for Jamaica's economy. So what that means is that we look at ecosystem and see what processes we could put in place to make it function better for the SMEs so that they could contribute to the Jamaican economy. And so since that time, we've done three models so far that we've been working with the SMEs to help them grow their businesses.
So for small, medium-sized enterprises who might be tuned in now, representative from those sectors, what do they need to know about this initiative? How can they be a part of the experience?
Well, first I'll tell them what it is that we have to offer. So the three models that the foundation has created so far is the national training calendar. Now what we've done is that we reach out to all the training institutions that have training for SMEs, and we put all of that together on one platform, which is on our website at honeypotfoundation.com. So for SMEs who are members of their staff might need training in certain areas, they go there, they see when the training is, what the training is about, and they can contact them. They can immediately from our website they can talk with the training organization. We've also created what's called a Gap app. Now this Gap app, everybody has a mobile phone. You download it on your mobile phone, and in 3 minutes, you can complete the built-in survey that shows you what the gaps are in your business and where to go to fill those gaps. So with 3 minutes, you can know, okay, these are the weak areas in my business, and how can I fill these weak areas? These are the various ways I can do training. We have the national training calendar. If it's in funding, we have associations such as DBJ or Exim Bank, and that's all built into the app. Or it might be that you need to become a member of a support organization such as the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce or the JMEA. So that's the second model. And the third one we have is an advisory committee model where qualified SMEs apply for the to us, and they're paired with three advisors. Now these advisors are CEOs, head of their industries, and they
Established
work with them,
business people.
exactly, and they work with them for a year. So they get three advisors and they work with them for a year to complete a strategic roadmap, which is a template that the Honeybun Foundation has developed.
So, why has the Honeybun Foundation taken an interest, or why is the Honeybun Foundation taking an interest in other people's business? Why don't you mind your own business?
Well, the founder of Honeybun, Michelle Chong, Honeybun is now an established company. But she knows what it was like when she was a small baby with just 12 employees. And so she knows the struggle. And having worked, she's also a former president of the JME.
Jamie.
Exactly. So she's well aware of the struggles that SME goes into. And so this is her way of giving back to Jamaica by helping SMEs go through the same struggles easier than it was for her when she was growing Honeybun to what it is today.
What are the communications channels available to those who'd like more information? They want to be able to read something in their own time and space. What are their options?
Okay, they can check out our website, honeybunfoundation.com. They can also check us out on Instagram, the Honeybun Foundation as well. And they could also email us at foundation@honey-bun.com. Or they can call us at 481-8887. So we respond to all those channels. We're very responsive because we know the SMEs need the assistance, and that's what we're here for.
Do you have any honey bun?
Not on me today, but I can
Because
get
all
some
this talk
to you.
about honey bun is making me hungry. Anyway, thank you very much, Nashana.
Thank you, guys. Dervan.
It's been a pleasure. Good. Take care. Nashana Lala, General Manager of the Honey Bun Foundation. It's been a pleasure. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. We're coming to you from the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica. It's the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Job Fair and Expo, and you're invited to be a part of the experience. And while we wait to share with you the information, the wealth of information that is available here at the Montego Bay Convention Center, a couple of reminders that where we are at the Montego Bay Convention Center, this is a 10-time recipient of the World Travel Award for being the Caribbean's leading meetings and conference center. Did you hear that? The Montego Bay Convention Center, where we're broadcasting from right now, is a 10-time recipient. In other words, for 10 times, for 10 times in its short time in this country as an established entity. For the 10th time, the Montego Bay Convention Center is the recipient of the World Travel Award for being the Caribbean's leading meetings and conference center. The center is situated on 9.3 hectares of land here in Rose Hall, St. James, adjacent to the Rose Hall Great House. With the convention center was officially opened on Friday, the 7th of January 2011. The construction cost of the convention center was 35 million US dollars. And we can also tell you that the facility is very well used, very well utilized, in spite of fears that some people had about the convention center not being able to carry its weight. Now, we don't have all the details just now in terms of the specific figures, etc., but it's being used. It is being utilized. And so, just before we take the break, we're 2 minutes away from the break. Let's remind ourselves that this is the home, the friendly city, Montego Bay, is the home of a beach that is more than 115 years. Doctors Cave Beach. Montego Bay itself, the friendly city, is fourth in population to Kingston, Portmore, and Spanish Town. Montego Bay also, but the name, we've shared it with you before, the name Montego Bay is believed to have originated as a corruption of the Spanish word manteca, which means lard, allegedly because during the Spanish period, it was the port where lard, leather, and beef were exported. Christopher Columbus, when he first visited the island in 1494, named the bay Golfo de Buen Tiempo, fair weather golf, which we now refer to as Montego Bay. And we should also share with you that the odd-shaped dome at the intersection of Creek and Dome Streets was built in 1837 to protect and control the town's water supply. The keeper lived upstairs. The slave ring at Union and East Streets was said to have been a place where slaves were sold. We'll share a bit more of the history of the friendly city a little later on, but we're going to take the break now and come back with a legendary entrepreneur. Ready when you're ready. Good to see you. Good to see you. Or do you want to sit on the side? Because then I can put you on camera. So this is your mic. Founder, what's it? Founder, chair, CEO, president. You just say for short the Manpower Group or okay, wonderful. Okay. Yeah, that's important. That's a good thing. The Chamber of Commerce and Industries Expo is brought to you by the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower Maintenance Services Limited, Small Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medicare Pharmacy Limited, Critical Things, and Vendor of Photo and Video. Let's go, studio. We started out this afternoon with the poetry of Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Her family owned a lot of land here in the friendly city, and she's the one who wrote that famous poem, How Do I Love Thee, Let Me Count the Ways. But she also wrote a poem about an island. She didn't specifically say Jamaica, but she never actually came to Jamaica. She used to be regaled with stories from her grandfather and other members of the family who owned land here in Jamaica. And so that's the piece we started out this afternoon, and we paired that with the song called Montego Bay by Freddie Notes and the Rudies. And that's because it's another big day for Montego Bay. This is the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Job Fair and Expo, and you're all invited to join us. Joining us right now at our broadcast position is a most illustrious entrepreneur of international repute, Mrs. Audrey Hinchcliffe. How are you, ma'am? I'm sure you are. Good to have you join us. Of course, Mrs. Hinchcliffe is the brainchild of what we now know as the Manpower Group. It just simply means that she didn't get a boss and then boss after that. It means that she applied stick-to-itiveness and commitment and wisdom and understanding and mindfulness and all of these things. And hard work, of course. Hard work to reach these heights. So, well, let's go there right away, Mrs. Hinchcliffe. For those listening to us and wondering, boy, how does she do it? Or how did she do it? How is it she's able to, well, start out small and then multiply in the form of many enterprises. What's the secret? Did I say good afternoon? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sorry, go ahead. That's right.
You have to get advice, you have to get physical care. And this is how it has been for me, starting off by myself. Next about 3 or 5%, next thing you have 2018, and today, we're approximately 3,000.
Whoa!
And people wonder, how do you manage all those people? You manage to train them to manage themselves.
I like that. We don't manage them, we train them to manage themselves. That makes sense. We were taught management from a very early age as children. There's a song we used to sing, I'm remembering it. Watch your hands, what they do. Watch your lips. That's management in training, isn't it? Yes. All right, talk to us now about the approach that you have taken to business, to enterprise, and how unique is that approach?
Well, if you look around you, there's a need for so many things. And as I mentioned, you can't be all things to all men. You have to pick what you think is most important to correct a problem or to prevent something from happening. And that is the basis for my business. I saw the need for clinic because all the outcry hospitals were not true. When I came home after being there 20 odd years, that's all I was hearing. And then I said, well, no hospitals can be clean because where I came from, we hired, we contracted our clinic while people were here. And so I wrote a proposal to the then government and said, hospitals can be clean, outsource the services, and they took it seriously. And so they started outsourcing. And luckily, I was able to participate in the outsourcing and build cleaning hospitals. That's an example. People are saying, well, the hospitals can be clean like that. You have a thing called hospital clean offices. What does that mean? Some hospitals are nasty. We don't you have to see like that. That's not really what they do. What they mean, they want the place to be pristine. And so I decided that I was going to at least attempt to do that. And of course, getting together people, training the people, getting the right advice, getting the right equipment, starting out of my car truck. And clients took it seriously that indeed what I was saying and doing can be a benefit to them. And so the goal started there. Seeing that I was training these people that nobody trained before, they started hiring me their way from me. So I decided, okay, let me train them for you. And so from a training unit in Manpower, we now have the Institute for Workforce Education and Development. This is a tertiary level institute, and we are relaunching our new status in another couple of weeks. Then people are saying, well, what about the supplies? And so I said, okay, I can get you the supplies. And today we have Manpower making a sales and distribution company. And we are bright enough to what's called a clean store in Blackstone. So we are doing anything you want for cleaning, come to us. We are doing selling those products. And that is how it's good. Clients drive the business that I have to make, for example, and the workers who do the work are the ones who show that I stand on. And believe you me, I see this thing every day that I am so grateful, so blessed that between the clients and the workers, instead of coming from a little human road to the trunk of a little car, I am now 5 companies working together delivering services across the island with offices in Kingston, Montana,
And why was it so important for Manpower Group to be represented at this Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Job Fair and Expo?
Number one, Manpower is a member of
Chamber.
Chamber of Commerce. Um, we do have an office here in Montego Bay, which is our regional office that covers from St. Albert to the West Island. So I have a number of clients, a number of workers, and of course the potential for business, the BPOs, the hotels, the restaurants, grass growing, so there's growing and landscape, there's risk control, all the needs are in this region. So we decided it would be important to have a booth here to showcase all the services. So we have a store here. You can come and purchase any of your cleaning supplies between today and Sunday. You can get information on training. You can get demonstration of the chemical that you want to use or a piece of equipment that you want to buy. So it was important where the people that they are doing business with that we are part of it. And that's why we are here.
Are you hiring as well?
Oh yes, the job fair this morning and going on now, we are there because there is a problem with labor in this country. Finding staff, the competition is still. We are the same group of people, BPO, janitorial, hotels, pulling from the same group, and it is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So we have been at the job fair this morning. It's not vibrant, but it seems okay. And so the competition for staff is alive and well. And I like the way this expo is organized, in that a full day is dedicated to recruitment of people. And of course, the building around there's so much synergies between us and so many of their education they are here. I mean, name it, they are here. And somewhere within life, whether you have some spare time or to make a delivery, come and visit the expo. There's something here for everyone.
Yes. And talk to us now, please, Mrs. Hinchcliffe, about the ensuring a level of consistency in your group. Consistency in terms of the quality of the service, of the output of this group. How do you ensure that? Considering you have different people, you're dealing with different people, and how do you get them to sing from the same hymnal?
Well, training. Training is the glue that keeps everything and everybody together. Once that client establishes a scope of work and they give you their business to do, it is incumbent upon you to find the right workers, the equipment, the supplies, and procedures. And underpin by standards, you must have a standard by which you are delivering your service. That's what Manpower is known for. We may not always get it right, but at least we aim for the standard of when we say we are going to clean your office, we are going to clean your hospital, we're going to cut your grass, we're going to do your garden, we're going to trim your tree. There's a certain standard by which we aim to deliver the service to that client. And we can't be too proud and too, what shall I say, don't think that we have it all. No, we sometimes don't get it right, and the client really sort us out. As I say, you have to be on again. You are sending people out there into people's place. You have to be concerned about their behavior, their appearance. Well, once you put on this shirt, manpower should have no name. You're a manpower worker, so your behavior, the service delivery, the quality of the supplies and products has got to meet a certain standard. And with that comes a cost. We are not the cheapest. We try to be the best, but we can always negotiate.
Yes. And what can you tell us now in terms of all the areas within the manpower group, uh, which keeps you busiest?
Janitorial, the bread and butter. And I can tell you, labor management, because manpower maintenance is the services we manage staff for other companies. And we have some major clients, maybe almost 500 workers that we are managing under contract for other. And then sales and distribution is really, really getting underway. But you know what? Watch out for training. While I'm sitting down here, we just got a contract to start training some people at the Finnish supervisor and associate level. Just pick up a contract here. You see. So there are about four companies that are competing. But labor management, of course, there's roads and landscape pest control. But I would say if we should name our number one product, it's janitorial service. That will always be my pet, and it's the bread and butter.
And finally, as we wrap up, let's take the break and come back. One moment, please. I'm not sure why some people on Facebook and YouTube say they're not hearing so clearly. I don't know why. Yeah, audio from this. So some mic into the yeah, and then oh. I don't know. I'm going to try and listen to it now. I guess because of all of the
Yeah, tune in every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for your update about Huntington during both sides of the story with Dervan on Power 106 FM. It's your source of information regarding U.S. immigration matters. Come live with Power 106 FM's pioneer of diaspora broadcasting. Call in with your U.S. immigration queries and concerns on 876-922-1125 or send a text or WhatsApp message 876-279-8598 and get the answers you need for your U.S. immigration questions. That's for Legal Code with Native of Huntington, Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM. This broadcast, both sides of the story from the Antigua Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Expo, is brought to you by the Antigua Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited, Rosal Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medicare Pharmacy Limited, Paper and Things, and Ventura Photo and Video. Mike. Clearly picking up on Facebook. I don't know if there's on YouTube. I don't know if there's something wrong with Facebook. All right, let's go studio. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We're having these days, what they call it these days, a fireside chat. Not exactly, but it's a little warm though. It's warm. And we're enjoying our conversation with Mrs. Audrey Hinchcliffe, the brainchild, the mother of Manpower Group, and they continue to grow and expand. And when that happens, everybody benefits, everybody wins. Isn't that the idea, Mrs.
Well,
Hinchcliffe?
what I'm most proud of is job creation. The things I said we are known for. Job creation and paying taxes. Because a lot of things like that you can well imagine having money. We are very happy about our contribution really to the economy. I mean, how many other companies in here have this number of workers? I mean, it is something else that covering right across industries and so on. So we're very grateful that the economy allows us to participate in and give back to the country. Um, and as I said, our focus is to deal with the uncertified people in the workforce. You know, a small country like this, like I said, 7% and we decide that is going to be our next area to focus on getting through the institute of workforce education and get the workforce certified. So we have a workforce college. We are not going to depend anybody else can do this with the workforce.
What can you tell us now in terms of the long-term goal, the vision for Manpower Group?
Well, sustainability of what we are doing now. We are operating in uncertain times, and so we don't want to spread ourselves thin. I mean, the enemy of our progress is taking up too many things at one time. Because somebody asks you, they don't mean something is doing. And remember, there's somebody else out there that can do. So we are now focusing on what we are doing, and as I said, to janitorial, maintenance, building maintenance is not going anywhere. I mean, regardless of everything else, cleaning and sanitizing in this day and age with all the businesses running around out there, that is what our anchor, I should say. And the next big thing for us is developing a training facility to take anybody to enter some certificate up to date, and we are well on our way. Our recent designation as a tertiary institution by the certifying agencies, our next step will be a university college in the next 2 to 4 years. We can meet the requirements. So if we can continue on this trajectory, remember the base of the business allows for that training to be that we are hiring. And we are training, so training will always be meticulous. So basically, NANCO is aiming at sustainability of where we are right now. We have some other things in the fire, which we care about as we go. We get a lot of calls. Are you going this? Are you going from that? Kind of thing. We're going to not doing it. I do not believe in, doing everything honestly. Perfection is what? Well, perfection could also be an enemy, but at least I try. And I'd rather have a very strong foundation, which is to sustain the business, than to be running down the business. So right now, janitorial service, labor management, training and development, and sales and distribution is where we are at right now. So other things may come along, but right now, sustaining where we are now, that's important. Because these are uncertain times. You don't want to go there and
Overextend yourself.
around the corner, over. It's expensive to run business, and one has to be very, very careful because I am averse to certain risks in the business. I'm in a risky business. It is a business that's based on contracts. You win some, you lose some.
That's right.
So far, we've been able to sustain a certain level over these 32 years.
What have you identified as the seminal contribution that the Manpower Group has made on the Jamaican landscape?
Providing transportation. We have received a number of awards for excellence in this. We have received awards for job creation. We have received awards for COVID take, for example. We are very proud of the contribution we're in writing and really emphasizing the protocol, providing the supplies, training people, and whatnot. So I think if I should I have a very strong business according to contribute to the Another thing I must say, we do have a very strong approach to corporate social responsibility as a job. So we have Manpower Maintenance Foundation, which deals with sports and education, and we have Empower Women's Group. About 80% of Manpower are women, and we decided that we are going to focus on them, and that's to empower women for work, education, and work. So that is the patron of Empower Women's Group, because that is one thing that we have already started to do scholarships under that group. And the first one went to our dear director, who was among the first carried out by Karen Jones. So Empower Women's Group dedicated to all the scholarships will be given. Right, so we are reasonably satisfied with where we are, understanding that we are operating in uncertain times and we want the business to be sustained. So that's where we are at. I have to give a shout out to our clients. Some of them are with me 32 years. Right? I have workers who are with me 32 years. So I have to really shout out to them. And them for giving me the opportunity to be able to survive and in some instances.
Well, on behalf of a grateful nation, if I can be so bold as to say, on behalf of the government and people of Jamaica, congratulations to you, Audrey Hinchcliffe, on the tremendous contribution that you have made and continue to make to nation building. Well done.
Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you. Take care. This is Audrey Hinchcliffe, definitely. This is Audrey Hinchcliffe, the founder and leader of the Manpower Group, sharing with us on location at the Montego Bay Convention Center for the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry uh, Job Fair and Expo. Good afternoon to those who are following us online. Galloway Kevin says, good evening to you, Master. Peace to this house. Good afternoon to you, Galloway Kevin. Good to see you online. Hello to Sean Chambers as well, who is also watching. And Golden Brown says, good evening, good afternoon. She says, I saw the news saying over 40 people dead in a 48-hour period. Influential people always find excuse for murderers. They're showing who run things, says Golden Brown. And Norman Hines, good afternoon to you. He's in St. Thomas, listening and watching. Hello to Violet White. She says, good afternoon, Dervan. Love the on-site program. Blessings to you and your listening audience. To you too, Violet White. And she goes on to say, good afternoon, Dervan. Uh, I think we read that part of the message already. She was having some reception issues as well. Mikey D, good afternoon to you, Jamaica time. And hello as well to Velta Wilson in St. Thomas. And who else is on board now? Vernon Hunter says good afternoon to you and the team at Power 106. To you too, Vernon Hunter. Faye Weller is tuned in as well. Welcome, Faye Weller. Good to have you on board. Desiree Miller says good afternoon all. Hey, Mr. Malcolm. Hope you're having a fabulous Friday. Hope it's the same for you too, Desiree. Thank you very much and keep going. Hello there. Yes, I think that's at 3 o'clock, I believe. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your feedback on our various platforms, including Facebook Live and YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us. And just to take us to the break, a couple of historic pieces of information to take us to the break. The window behind the organ in the St. James Parish Church links the Carr Jarrett family to the church for more than 200 years. Did you know that? The window behind the organ in the St. James Parish Church links the Carr Jarrett family to the church more than 200 years. And the Rose Hall Great House was built by John Rose Palmer in 1760 at a cost of £30,000. The famous Annie Palmer was married to John Rose Palmer's grandnephew. The alleged misbehavior of Annie Palmer reportedly took place at Palmyra, which was also owned by the elder Palmer. Annie Palmer was buried at Bona Vista near Montego Bay in 1846. And we also made reference to Elizabeth Barrett Browning, the world's greatest female poet. Elizabeth Barrett Browning's father, Edward Barrett Moulton Barrett, was born at Cinnamon Hill above the Rose Hall Great House. In fact, there's a memorial to him in the family burial ground at Cinnamon Hill. The world-famous American singer Johnny Cash also lived at Cinnamon Hill. The parish of St. James, if you're wondering, it's got its name from James, Duke of York, between 1664 and 1665. And here's a bit of trivia. I don't know the extent to which this is still the same, but when I checked a few years ago, doing a series of broadcasts in the Friendly City, I counted 35 sets of traffic lights, 13 of which were along the Elegant Corridor. I was paying attention. and made that discovery. After the break, we're going to hear from two more members of the manpower and maintenance team. I believe we're also going to be having a word with a representative from Rose Hall Development, as well as, well, we'll see which member of the NBCCI team will be joining us, Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Our friends from Heart Trust, Heart NSTA Trust are also on hand, and we're going to be speaking with them as well. So, but for right now, we're going to take a break and come back. No, manpower at 3 o'clock, and then everybody else after. How are you? You're fine where you are. When we're ready, you could join me on this side so we can put you on camera. And your response tells me you're ready, because normally when I make reference to camera doing a radio broadcast, when I tell females that, they start to, oh my god, my hair, you know?
I know,
Yeah.
I'm not doing makeup today, but that's fine. It is what it is. Of course, it's fine. What is it, YouTube or?
I'm on YouTube and Facebook Live.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, yeah. You can come along. What else is on? Oh, it's two, right? Well, let's bring her around this chair here as well. Well, we can't have you standing. You can sit right there. Right. She knows anything here. That banner is not the stainless. It's alright. It's alright. So it looks like you have to do a bit of a round robin here, because I have to hold on to mine. So let's pass this one around. Okay. Alright. Alright, so I have one card. I know Kevin Davis, but I don't know his title. Let me get that. Sharona Finley. What's the title? Retail Operations Manager. For which one of the companies? Just manpower? Let's go, studio. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Horror 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We're still live at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica. But for marketing purposes, we're in Montego Bay. Welcome to the friendly city. Right now, we're going to hear from a couple of team members of Manpower and, well, Manpower Group, essentially. And so I have to my right, Ahijah Brown. He is Director, Facilities Management. Oh, that's an important position. How are you, Mr. Brown? Good to have you on board. We're also joined by Sharona Finley, Retail Operations Manager, Manpower and Maintenance, Sales and Distribution. Good afternoon, how are you? Right? Wonderful. And one of my former classmates, Kevin Davis, is also here. I thought he was in detention. What is he doing? Or should we give him an order mark or a demerit? No, no, Kevin is cool. Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you? Wonderful. And I see your shirt says the Clean Store. So that's the store. That's the same store that Sharona has something to do with. Wonderful. Well, let's talk about the store then. You want to kick off the discussion there, Sharona?
Yes, Dervan. So the Clean Store is the retail arm of the Manpower Sales and Distribution company. What we do, we give the customer that experience to come in store and purchase specialized cleaning service. We have our first clean store located in Draxall, Shop 5. Not so
Well, Draxmall has never been busier. That whole area, goodness.
I mean, we're excited to be among that development area because it's developing so fast. And I mean, we're getting loads. People are responding really positive to the things that we're doing.
Yes. And what might we see, Kevin Davis? I'm not sure. I didn't take your title, maybe because I know you. But in terms of what we can get, what will we see? What will the experience at the Clean Store be when we come to the Clean Store of Manpower?
Well, we have a wide range of cleaning solutions, including chemicals, cleaning products, etc. We are also exclusive distributors in Jamaica from soft liquid line, that's napkin, animals, and bath tissue. And we do a range of general merchandise as well from a company called Full of Data. So we're excited about what we have to offer, and
Yes.
we're more excited about what customers will be experiencing when they come to the store or whether they purchase our products at local supermarkets that we distribute.
All right, let's distribute that microphone around here now to Ahijah Brown. So you are Director of Facilities Management. Can you explain your role and function?
So facilities management, basically we are where Manpower started. We deal with the janitorial, the landscaping, the grounds, the pest control, basic management of facilities, providing all of these kind of services. And now you know it is post-up season. So this is the season where we have all the best discounts for persons, especially for homeowners. So we have our homemade service, which we are going large with.
What you call
This
it?
month,
Homemade?
homemade service. So if you want to get your homes clean up, you want to get your gardening done for this season, this is when we do the spruce up. So we have the best packages, the best discounts. So Manpower definitely the place for you to start.
And that's right across the board, or did you include the Clean Store in what you just said?
Definitely, the clean store have the best discounts in terms of the cleaning products, and it's a full package where you're gonna get a bundle deal once you come to Manpower this season.
What has the response been like so far? I think you have said as much, but just for emphasis, now that there's a Clean Store in Drax Hall here in St. John, there in St. John.
The response has been very, very positive. Customers love the fact that the store is very focused. It focuses on cleaning items, cleaning equipment, cleaning tools, cleaning accessories, just everything clean. Once you said clean, you're thinking about the Clean Store. We're excited to serve the people of St. Anne, and by extension, we'll be extending ourselves to the wider Jamaica.
And tell us, Kevin Davis, about the the areas of interest. So far, what are people going for when they come to the Clean Store?
Right, so paper products are big, cleaning chemicals, where you want the place to be clean, to smell right, and to be sanitized properly. So when you think of clean and hygiene, clearly you think of Manpower.
Yeah. That sounds like an ad. Let's record it. And so let's come back to Ahijah Brown now, facilities management. So, what is this time of year usually like for you and your team?
This is the buzz season. So this is where we really get all of those calls to do the spruce up to get the place cleaned up. Because it's going on to the Christmas season, and this is where persons, families, and everybody will be home. You want to have a clean environment. You want to ensure
Or better
that,
yet, a cleaner environment.
Or
You
a
don't want to
cleaner.
suggest that the environment wasn't clean before.
or get more than clean, a hygiene environment.
There you go.
Because that's our tagline, and that is what you want for this season. You want everybody to come in, feel home. Where home is the place to be, clean, the lawn's looking good, pest free, and clean and hygiene.
All right, so as we wrap now, for the listeners tuned in, uh, who should contact you? Is it your internal customers or external customers as far as facilities management is concerned?
Well, we are for all customers, not just internal. We serve our internal people. External people, we're there for the entire Jamaica, and we cover the island from different locations. We are in Montego Bay, in the Freeport Commercial Complex. We are in Mandeville, Ward Avenue. We are in Kingston, Eureka Road, and we are in Jacksall. So we're covering the island, and we're having more reach. So we are there for the entire island.
How are you hoping? Is this the first year of the Clean Store? Is it? Right. So when did it actually start? When did you officially open the Clean Store?
Well, the sales and distribution division officially started last year, May in 2021, but we started the Clean Store this year, July 18 to be exact, in Draxler.
Right.
And as I said, we have different location outlets throughout. There's one at 14 Collins Green. We also have another retail outlet, 33 Ward Avenue, and there's one at Freeport. But it's really like an outlet. We're building them out into things.
Oh, nice. All right. So from the standpoint of the Clean Store, then you do deliveries as well.
You know, deliver services. You can come and get curbside services. Call in or package your item when you just drive up, we take the goods out. Call in, you don't want to come, we'll take it to you. So we also have delivery services as well.
Right. All I can say after that is clean.
Clean.
Clean. That's the word.
And more than clean, you get hygiene when you think about the money.
It gets better. There goes the next ad. Well done. We could talk all afternoon. You had more for me? I saw you checking a hijack. That's it, right? Okay, I thought you were going to share something from that, but we got it. Good. Well, that's it. Thank you very much. Team Manpower. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us, Dervan. Appreciate it. Thank you, listeners.
All right. Take care. So, Kevin Davis, my former classmate, and of course, you heard there as well from Sharona Findlay, retail operations manager with Manpower, sales and distribution, and of course, as I said, Kevin Davis. Oh, and of course, Ahijah Brown, director of facilities management. This is a special edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, on 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're live at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica. But as we always say, for marketing purposes, we are in Montego Bay. How about that? And you are invited. We haven't spoken to anyone or spoken with anyone, any member, any of the illustrious members of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, nor have we exchanged words yet with our good friend. Well, we have a few good friends who we haven't seen or heard from just yet. So, for example, well, we spoke with Dollis Campbell earlier on, didn't we? Yes, we did. And well, she's obviously busy, but we hope to speak with members of the team as the afternoon progresses. We're just talking our way up to 3:15 right now. Someone, our broadcast engineer on location, Ludlow, has given me a bit of paper here with the name Johannes Peter Kidd from Anchovy High School, who would love to speak with me, I'm sure. Well, we'll perhaps have a word with Johannes a little later on. Right now, our next special guest is entering the chill room. Not quite. That's Digital Rising Stars, right? No, wrong program. I'm sure we've met before, or I've interviewed you before.
No, I would remember vividly we did,
Oh wow!
right? But no, I think though you are remembering a colleague of mine, a former colleague definitely.
There was
And I
an
think
event, and Rose Hall was being featured. It was one of
yes,
the booths.
yes, I think so. Definitely, we've had interviews with you before, with the Rules Are representative, but this is my first time personally speaking with you.
Okay, well, welcome. Well, let me introduce myself to you after the break.
Sounds good.
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now 3:15. For all in welding, moving, printing, and driving, great
That's what I'm
selection
seeing.
of 450 jobs and skilled workmen on mobile welding and engineering works. 29 Road, Montego Bay, and 85 Old
That's it.
Road, Kingston 6. Mobile welding and engineering works. The strongest name in steel. Western Jamaica's largest business expo and trade show is back. The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Expo 2022 comes alive from November 4th to 6th at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Come experience over 100 businesses, job fair, investment forum, Guinness Village, daily life entertainment, and more. Admission free.
Great,
The
great.
Montego Bay
Any
Chamber
day
of
above
Commerce and
ground
Industry
is great.
Expo 2022 is sponsored by TF, GSAJ, Ascend Innovation, MPJ Airports Limited, JPS, and the RJR Communications Group.
Just meeting people like
It's
you
that time
and
again for
others,
the Lauriston and Thompson and 4-H Club Stew Festival. This Saturday, November 5,
Just
Brooklyn
trying
Park,
to-
Thompson, and Spanish
I don't
Town.
want to say
Everything
feel,
stew, plus Kitty's Village and entertainment all day.
Yes.
Our 106 FM on location, keeping you in the loop with all the happenings. This live broadcast is brought to you by the Lauriston and Thompson and Community 4-H Club, Sammy Shoe Store, and Robinson Forklift and Repair Services. That's our 106 FM's live coverage of the Lauriston and Thompson and 4-H Club Stew Festival this Saturday, November 5 from 3 to 4 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
please do, because I have
This
two of these
broadcast
already.
from both sides of the story from the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Expo is brought to you by the Montego Bay Chamber
But
of
we need to
Commerce
hold
and
it up
Industries.
anyway, nonetheless.
Welding Services Limited, Rose Hall Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medifair Pharmacy Limited, Everland Things, and Ventura Photo and Video.
No, I was going to do that on air, but no problem. Nice. Let's go, studio. Thank you so much for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica. But for marketing purposes, we're in Montego Bay. Welcome to the friendly city. Gardine Myers is our next guest. She is responsible for destination relationship. She's in fact a destination relationship specialist. So she's going to have to tell us about. I like this title,
It is.
destination relationship specialist. Good afternoon, Gardine. How are you?
Afternoon, Dervan. I'm blessed and giving thanks. Lovely to be here with you.
Pleasure is all mine. I got your name right, Gardine?
You absolutely did. It is Gerdine. Those who know me though will say Jardine because that was the intended pronunciation by my mom.
I'll go with Gardine.
Okay, well there you go.
Mom is always right.
She absolutely is. Hello, mom. Right? So, yes, to answer your question, my title here, Destination Relationship Specialist. I specialize in our signature wedding experience that we offer at Rose Hall Developments Limited. So, for anyone who's looking for a unique, exclusive venue here in the heart of Montego Bay Rose Hall, we have 7 venues that we offer for that bridegroom.
7 venues in one place.
Well, ideally it is Rose Hall, so they're very close to each other, all within 5 minutes of each other. So you can still have a unique experience. For example, one of our venues is the Rose Hall Great House. Most persons are familiar with
That's
that.
priceless.
Yes, it certainly is our national monument. And then we have like the Palms, which is a little closer over. I heard you talking about one of your fun facts here about Annie's husband and buried over at the Jewel Grand. So the Palms is over at that location. So yes, we have different venues that will cater to the needs for brides and grooms, event planners, and that is a core role of what I do. I assist in finding them the best location based on their needs, and we also plan and follow through with creating that experience for them.
What's the level of interest like on any given day, within any given week, any given month, in terms of people making inquiries to have their wedding hosted at Rose Hall and affiliated properties?
We have a high demand for our services. We're seeing where, especially since we've been able to get the event industry back up and running,
Yes.
so we've had an influx of requests, a high demand, and actual weddings and events that has been happening like every weekend. We are fully booked and busy with our weddings and events. So we're so happy. We had persons on the books who weren't able to follow through with their weddings. So we're grateful and happy that we're able to follow through with our clients. And also our event planners are coming back. We recently hosted the Jamaica Rum Festival by our aqueducts, and that was a beautiful event. Nicely done. Full support. So that was a good one to have. So the interest level has been very high. For anyone who wants to come and experience our venues, we actually offer complimentary site visits, so they can come
So
and
you don't
see the
charge
space.
me if I just need to come and look at the space and say, hey, I love it and I want to have the wedding here or whatever.
Absolutely no charge for that. So you can definitely come and experience it, right? And I also want to know, because we're here and a lot of persons know us Rosal for the Rosal Great House, but there's so much more to it. And we are here as exhibitors at the expo today, and we are spreading more awareness as it relates to all our services. So that's the weddings and events that we just discussed. We have two great houses.
Okay, before you move on to the two great houses, back up a bit in terms of the packages for the wedding packages.
Absolutely. Happy you asked. So, how we operate at Rosal, we pride ourselves in offering unique, customizable experiences. So, you will begin by securing your venue. You select your venue, and the venue rates, we have special local rates. And the rates, it depends on the venue of choice and the day of the week. So, once you let us know your wedding dates and the venue you're interested in, then we can share with you what the rates are. The price ranges are between 1,500 US dollars, and it goes up to 3,500 for locals, depending on the venue that you would like to have. And then after that, we would work with you, myself as a wedding planner or an event planner, to customize a menu based on your needs and requirements. So we offer full service. We'll take care of everything: the entertainment, the food and beverage, the decor, the production, the lighting. You name it, I will be able, along with our team, to follow through to create that unique experience for you.
Impressive. And how much lead time do I need to give you? What about that part?
Very good. So for site visits, we definitely ask that you book in advance, at least a day to let us know you want to come over to view. For events, usually at least a month prior is great, so we can plan and prepare. And usually that's the time when we're finalizing all payments and details. For weddings, persons book as early as 2 years in advance. We currently have weddings booked for 2024, and we are working with our clients to get that done. So we typically see persons book their weddings a year in advance, 6 months in advance. So once we have the venue available, right, and we're able to get all the details together, working with our vendors, which we love our vendors that we work with here in Jamaica and in the Montgomery region. So once we have the time and it's practical, then we will make it happen.
Yeah. Well said. Now to the two great houses you are going to reference earlier.
Absolutely. So we have the Rose Hall Great House, right? And then a lot of us know about that, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But I must tell everybody to go and do the night tour at the Great House. Have you done the night tour?
No. No.
How long are you here for the 3 days?
I wish. No, I have to head back home tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the tour starts at 6, so you might be able to, on your way back, stop and do the tour. But I definitely recommend that we go and do the Rosa Greatest tour. Very interactive. The day tour gives you they walk you through, tell you about the history. The night tour is more interactive. The house literally comes alive. So you get to hear, see and experience what it will be like in the house. So I'm not going to give it all away, but for anyone who has experienced it, they highly recommend it, and I've done it personally. So I recommend that everyone goes to do the night tour because we also have that at the Rosal Great House. Now the other Great House is the Cinnamon Hill Great House, former home of country legend singer Johnny Cash. So they were the owners of that home before it was reclaimed by the Rawlings family, right? And currently that home is available very close to the Rosa Great House, so it's a little further behind. Most persons don't know about this one, but it's there. And you get, it's like a museum. It's like everything from the Cash's family. It's literally still there. Their clothes, their books, their music, all of that is still there, frozen in time for anyone that is interested and wants to come and experience it.
Sounds exciting. So, if I want to organize, whether as an individual or as a group, to tour one of those great houses, what are the procedures?
You give us a call at Rosal, right? And it is very simple. You call us and we will make arrangements. So we do have special group rates. We welcome and do a lot of school trips as well. We have our local rates for anyone that wants to come and see the Great House day or night. It's 1,500 Jamaican. Most persons are surprised at that cost
I
because
am.
if we could give it to our locals for free, we would. But to have it organized, we have that minimal rate for
That's right.
persons who want to
After all,
come.
you have to maintain the property.
Correct, because the Rollins family, when they created the Great House, they wanted to preserve it, and they really wanted it as a space for persons to come and see locals and internationals alike. So give us a call at Rosal, very simple. You can call our direct numbers 876-618-0174, and just we will make the arrangements for you to do group tours, school tours, all of that we welcome. And on an individual basis, the Great House is open Mondays through to Saturdays for the day tours, 9 a.m. through to 4. The night tours we're currently doing Wednesdays through to Saturdays as well, starting at 6 p.m. and we take the last one at 8. Currently, we're closed on Sundays, but we'll keep the public updated. They can follow our social media pages for when we're open on all days.
So, are the day tours outstripping the night tours, or the night tours are growing?
The demand for the night tour has increased, right? And we recently had Halloween where we were completely booked to the point where we had to do like an extra week prior to trying to get everyone to come in to experience it. So the night tours, it's building, it's becoming more and more popular. And I think again, Dervan, I invite you to come and experience it, man. When you come, you'll see why it is growing in its popularity.
Looking forward to that. Thank you for your most gracious invitation. I will graciously accept that invitation.
Excellent,
Thank you
excellent.
so much. In the meantime, just remind us the contact information again, and I can just Google Rose Hall and the website comes up.
Absolutely. So website www.rosehall.com, and you can, if you wanted to learn more about weddings/tours. So once you go to our general website, www.rosehall.com, it will take you to all our options, which are the tours and attractions. I must mention that we also offer golf. So that is an experience for our locals.
That's a White Witch Golf Course, is that what it's called?
That is correct. The White Witch Golf Course. So we have two golf courses as well. I guess we like to do things in twos. So we have the Rosa, we have the White Witch Golf Course, and we also have the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course, which is where we're actually offering all our golfs currently at the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course. Very easy to find, just right across from the Hilton Hotel, right here next to the convention center that we're at. And we have a local members. If you wanted to be a local member, you can actually sign up for that. We have similar program for our kids if children want to come and learn about what it is that we do. Because as Rosa, we really want to build and continue our relationship with our locals. So we have a lot of programs that is curated with that in mind. All right. So to get to us, super simple, www.rosal.com, and you can give us a call, 866-618-0174.
Sounds great. Well done to you and the team.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, and I'll see you at the next.
I'll try not to be too scared.
It's okay, man. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I'll take your word for it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you too. On the list, so that's Jardine Myers. She is, let's remind you of her title, she is Destination Relationship Specialist. Destination Relationship Specialist, Jardine Myers. Thanks a lot. Take care. We're going to another break here on both sides of the story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Leaders website. Go-Jamaica.com. There's more after the break. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. Anytime.
Maybe. Maybe. That's the time we start. You hear about this?
Just wanted to say hi to you.
How are you, sir?
I'm one of your fans. I listen to you almost every day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a
And your
pleasure.
intelligence, you know, I love it.
Thank you.
I just wanted to be able to share that to you.
Pleasure is all mine. Pleasure is all mine. All right, take care. Good. How are you? It's just a piece again. Huh? Johannes, the German name? German or Austrian? Since you're going to be both of you, let me sit in the middle. Roses. Huh? No, it's still on.
Tiga Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited, Rose Hall Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medicare Pharmacy Limited, Paper and Things, and Ventura Photo and Video.
It's just for Facebook Live. And YouTube. Bring this down. Let's go stupid. Wasn't one of your problems in school, no? Yes? Okay. Let's go studio. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, on 106 FM, still streaming live from the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. We have two representatives of Anchovy High School with us here, seated inside the Montego Bay Convention Center, the home of Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The home of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Job Fair and Expo, which is on in earnest. So on my left, I have Johannes Peterkin of Anchovy High School. You have to hold the mic towards you, otherwise you're going to get a feedback. Right, and to my right, I have Daniela Morgan, and to my left, it's Johannes Peterkin. Hi, Johannes, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Thank you. Good afternoon, Daniela. Wonderful. So please tell us, Daniela, you're a student at Anchovy High School. Can you tell us the subjects that you are pursuing at Anchovy High School? Are you in sixth grade? Grade 11. What subjects are you doing?
He's also a member of parliament for something. He's
Which is your favorite?
he's a dynamo. We are saying and it's Glory
Right,
who
hold it there,
was
Daniela.
among
What
the
about you, Johannes? What are the
vibes, the
subjects
face
you're doing at school
of
right
the
now?
BPOs
Well,
and
I
the
do
US
physics,
business
maths, English,
process
IT, TD,
as
visual
I
arts,
mentioned earlier, one of the main events
math
moved
and
away
planning.
from the
I wasn't
manufacturing
counting.
from the small centers
Sorry,
and has
so
now
English,
started
maths,
into a
physics,
wider
visual
sphere of
arts,
business process
IT, and
and
TD.
sourcing, which is
Which is your
about
favorite subject?
Math, visual arts.
Oh, so you're one of those who can just
so
start
let's just
drawing
let Gloria Henry
somebody
and
or
Dynamo
No, I'm not a professional
present
like that.
no.
the roles
But
among
you're
some.
still very good, aren't you?
Been
It's
good
something
since I was young.
that is a constant
Yeah.
reminder
Okay,
to us
very
all
good.
want to see
So,
our
Daniela Morgan, here has been like so
Mr. Man
far
just
attending
recently with his
this Montego
partners
Bay Chamber of
wrote
Commerce
down
and
for
Industry
100 million US
Job Fair and
investment
Expo.
along Buffalo Road just across from the water federation. Many of you who are young will not know that there was a time when there was a mirror and it was there. But that was not out of my door. And it's like sitting to a run of the but it's back now in full force. Welcoming. It's a major investment about it. And I see
Very
Mr.
good.
Clark
And
Calderon.
what about you,
I don't think
Johannes,
that you're
in
right.
terms of your future, your goals that you have set? How are you
Nothing has
hoping
changed. All
that
the
the education you receive at Antioch High School
I think
will
we might
prepare
have to
you
start
for
investigating
your
something about this.
vocation or profession of choice?
Mr. Clark Calderon, of
Yes,
course, is
in
a
the future I'd like to
household name
become
in
an
Montreal
architect.
University.
Well,
He's a
you know,
man that
it's in my
works
family, kind of, and an artist because
and
that's what I love to
he
draw.
again has provided
So
tremendous
would like to
opportunities
become one of
from
those and become very
expansion
successful
to
in the
develop
future. I want to go
providing
overseas and live my life.
facilities and structures
I love Jamaica,
for the BPO as well
my
as
heart is
assessment.
not
So we
Brazil.
welcome Mr.
I
Mark
understand.
again
What
to
can you
this
tell us about
forum.
the
And of
experience you have
course,
had
I'm
so
going
far
to recall
here at the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and
what we are
Industries
going to do
Job
at the
Fair and
outset is
Expo?
to
It's
invite
been amazing so far.
panelists
I
to
went to a bunch of
give
places,
an
talk,
overview
get to know
of their
everyone, get to know
presentation,
what they're about
after
and stuff.
which
But
we are going
so
to
far it's been
invite the
amazing.
president
I
to
even met
come
Mr.
with
Homer
their
Davis,
questions that
and
you want
yes,
to
I got to talk to him. And hopefully he gets to come to
respond.
the
And
school,
I see somebody
talk
else
to
captured this
students,
seat.
encourage them to do well in their subjects,
But
and
that is
move
going
on
to
in
be
life.
captured here.
Excellent.
You
And
have to try
it
to
looks like
capture it.
you have quite a large contingent from your
Congratulations to
school. About, do you know how many students from
uh,
Anchoga High School are in attendance, Daniela? So you all journeyed together?
That's Mr. Martin Kyle. He's the chairman of the division announcement
Well,
from
it's been a
Richard
pleasure
Williams
talking with both
umbrellas.
of you.
Most of which
Thank you
feature
very
the
much. We put a pause
award-winning
here because we want to follow the rest of the official ceremony that is taking place now. But it's been a pleasure. Want to wish you all
But
the
we have
success and
distinguished
life of
atelier and one
Daniela.
of our greatest
And
men.
you likewise, Johannes.
Yes, thank you for
So,
having us.
So this is our guest, Johannes Peterkin, head boy at
I see you
Anchoga
have
High
great
School, and
consideration.
Daniela Morgan, who is a prefect at Anchoga High School. Well done to you.
Alright, so we are going to go rolling. So at this point, I'm going to invite the
We're
honorable
continuing our
minister
broadcast.
to
Thank you
kick
very
it off.
much.
Respect of the
All the
honorable
best.
program.
Continuing our broadcast here at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica, and we can see that the official program has started for this afternoon, and so we will keep an ear out for the information that will be shared from the platform. But in the meantime, we thank you so much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Once again, we thank Johannes Peterkin, head boy of Anchoga High School, and Daniela Morgan,
a prefect at Anchovy High, for spending a few minutes with you. Thank you both very much, and feel free to rejoin your fellow students. Okay, good. Take care.
You too.
All right, continuing here with your program, both sides of the story, 6FM, still streaming live on Lena's website. Go jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. So we are resuming our original position. And thanks to those of you who have stayed with us online and still messaging us. Good to have you on board. Good to have you on board both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. We'll see if we could perhaps we'll keep an ear out for the presentations that are being made right now, so that if there is any useful data that is made public, we'll make sure you're able to hear that as well. In the meantime, thank you so much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Hello to those of you who are still communicating with us here on both sides of the story. And for those who have been stopping by our broadcast position to say hi, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Those of you who have been stopping by to say hi, we appreciate your listenership and support. And we definitely look forward to exchanging thoughts with you as we encounter each other here at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica. But as we've been saying, for marketing purposes, we are in the friendly city, Montego Bay. Good to be on board, and we look forward to what the rest of the afternoon has to offer. Looks like the students from Anchovy High School have to leave. Their bus is ready, and so they're making their exit right now. But the presentation continues, and the presenter at this time, the speaker at this time, is Homer Davis, who works out of the office of the Prime Minister. Quite a number of institutions, organizations are represented here. And right now, as we said, the State Minister, the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Homer Davis, is addressing the gathering. And it looks like we're likely to have a discussion of sorts going forward from the platform. And that would be quite useful just to get a general sense of how the people of the friendly city feel about this event and some of the issues that they would like to air, discuss, and ventilate. And there's no better place to do that than right here at the Montego Bay Convention Center. The event is
supported by both public and private entities. The, the launch took place some time ago, and what we're witnessing now is the expo in full swing, Montego Bay Expo, which will run until the 6th. So those of you not able to make it today, the 4th of November, there's always tomorrow, the 5th, and Saturday, the 5th of November, and there's also Sunday, the 6th. The expo will run from 9 in the morning until 8 in the evening. More than 100 exhibitors are on show. They have a few discussion sessions as well, as we said, for example, Invest Mobay Forum, the job fair, the kiddies village, lots of entertainment, and admission is free. Of note is the fact that there is a free shuttle service from Pier 1 parking lot. Free shuttle service from Pier 1 parking lot. And if you need more information, you can feel free to email dynamicevts@gmail.com, dynamicevts@gmail.com, or call 876-835-1197. 876-835-1197. The event is supported in a big way by the Tourism Enhancement Fund, Ascend Innovations, the Jamaica Public Service Company. Oops, look at the time. Let's take the break and come back.
Parents, students, teachers, Dervan Things provides more than just great service. We are the source for variety of clothing, stationery, and binding supplies. We provide assistance for school assignments and projects. There are students who want aids, construction paper, teaching charts, paper and things, serials, e-prints, located at 20 Market Street, Montego Bay. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
It's that time again for the Norriston and Thompson Orange Milk Stew Festival. This Saturday, November 5, Brooklyn Park, Thompson Fence Finish Town. Everything's new. East Kiddies Village and entertainment all day. Power 106 FM will be on location, keeping you in the loop with all the happenings. This live broadcast is brought to you by the Norriston and Thompson Fence Community Orange Club, Sammy Shoe Store, and Robinson Market and Repair Services. That's Power 106 FM's live coverage of the Thompson and Thompson Orange Club Stew Festival. This Saturday, November 5 from 2 to 4 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM. This broadcast of both sides of the story from the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Expo is brought to you by the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower Maintenance Services Limited, Personal Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medicare Pharmacy Limited, Dervan Things, and Video.
I'm here. Okay, to check this. Sunday, snaps up, video was senior 6 o'clock. I've been like this. I've seen one of those popping up in the struggle. Just enter the room. Just enter the room. Please. Dr. Chris is a doctor. Man who's at the meet. Minister, now, That's what right when you say, picture of the all right, we're going to keep the ball rolling. We have Joel and you just there. All right. Now, that's all of the DPO sector is one of the fastest growing activities. What was the great last week?
Let's go, studio.
We said we focus on is
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls as well, if you so desire, in terms of connecting with us. Thank you very much. I hear the voice of Lloyd B. Smith, and he seems to have been able to tickle the attendees. There's a lot of laughter, a lot of mirth around the convention center right now. Thanks to Lloyd B. Smith, we haven't been able to hear the exact expressions and to see Mr. Smith, who has just introduced Gloria Henry. Sorry, that's not Gloria. The program is proceeding. Yes. We are going to be connecting to the audio box in just a moment, so you can hear a couple of the presentations as they are being made. We want to give you that opportunity in just a moment. In the meantime, we'd like to thank members of the Business Development Executive Team at Power 106 FM. We thank Vivette Malcolm for playing her part in terms of coordinating sponsorship. We thank Lorna Lewis for doing duties as usual. Our broadcast engineer on location is Ludlow Bunker. In studio, we have Adrian Reed, and we have so far featured the Manpower Group, Rose Hall Development, and we shared earlier on the entrepreneurial project of Honeybun, and we've had the pleasure of engaging in conversation a couple of students from Anchovy High School, young Johannes Peterkin, head boy of Anchovy High School, and Daniela Morgan, who is a prefect at the school. So we're going to listen in to the presentation that is being done right now.
We would run to the airport, pick up goods from Air Jamaica, take them to the free zone, turn them around, produce and turn them around, and run back to the airport and put them on the plane and send them back to the US. We have moved and transitioned through various stages of that sector, from data operations, back office, to call center, to contact center, telemarketing, business process outsourcing, and now we're creating centers of excellence. We are creating, we have captive centers operating here in Jamaica. We have corporate headquarters here. We have IT outsourcing. We're developing applications here. And we are...
Earlier on, I was saying that I had made a mistake, that it's not Gloria Henry. But Gloria Henry has gotten younger, much younger. listening to the voice, I'm realizing it is, in fact, Gloria Henry. But she's looking so much more youthful than I've ever seen her. And that's a great thing. Wonderful. I wonder what's the secret. I have to ask her when I speak with her. In the meantime, though, let's go back to her for the rest of her presentation.
It is in Mobay. Can you imagine that? So we have Kingston, we have Portmore, St. Catherine, Mandeville, Manchester, St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland, St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, and St. Thomas soon to evolve. So the BPO centers created a number of opportunities, and we have not exploited all of them. Now, BPO is not easy to get into, and you can talk to Leroy, will tell you. It's a domain-specific business that requires deep knowledge to operate and to be successful. But there are other opportunities in outsourcing that we have not begun to exploit. And the Port Authority, having mature BPO and hand it over to people like Mark Harjarit and many other private developers. And thank God, a very strong private sector ethos has been supporting BPO, not just in Montego Bay through Barnet, but in Kingston. People like Usain Bolt, people like Mr. Bratis and Sandy Moat and many others, private developers, are now supporting BPO. So at the Port Authority, we have been given a mandate to develop and grow another industry, and that's logistics. And one of my mandate now is to help to create a framework and a successful platform for Jamaica to be successful in logistics. And you've heard a lot about the logistics hub, right? Yes, you've heard about it, many talk about it, but nothing much has happened. Jamaica, yes, is looking to position itself as a fourth node in the global logistics hub behind Rotterdam and Dubai and Singapore. But we have to work to make that happen. And one of the ways that we're looking to do that is to create supporting industries. Original equipment manufacturing is one of those industries that we're looking to push. Jamaica's opportunity here. Jamaicans, all they need in some areas is dexterity and high school education. And I'm going to invite you all to look at Fargo Electronics. That's an exhibitor here that operates in the Montego Bay Free Zone that produces original equipment and exports. In fact, they're a fully integrated company. So they produce the computer circuit boards for the printers, they assemble the printers, they ship these printers across different countries in the world, they provide the technical support and also the contact center support. Now, there is a country that we just visited that earned $38 billion per year from supporting life sciences and original equipment manufacturing. And there are opportunities that Jamaicans can exploit in that. There is life sciences in health. Did you know that right here in the Montego Bay Free Zone in Jamaica, we produce the ties that are used in vasectomy surgery? I know Jamaicans are not excited about that, the men rather, right? Because they're not interested in stopping the flow of life, right? Right, men? But that's an opportunity. We do that here, and there are lots of other original equipment and life science support services that we can do right here in Jamaica. From biopharmaceutical manufacturing to providing and producing inputs. Right next door to us in another little country with only 5 million people, they make 70 million units of art bulbs that are using art bulb surgery right there in that country. And as I said, they're producing and making and earning $38 billion per year, US dollars, right? With people who only have high school education. Now, how are we going to support that? I want to issue a charge to the government. Yes, I know there's a skills gap challenge right now, but one of the things that we need to do is stop talking about focusing on STEM and really make STEM happen. STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Clap louder, sure now, right? One of the ways to do that is to create STEM labs from as early as a primary school. towards technical skills. Because skills is where we have a competitive advantage.
Thank you.
Don't we lose with teachers and with nurses and all our bright people that leave UTech and came and do you know why Cayman Airways is so successful? It's Jamaicans coming over now. They're over there. All our plumbers and our welders and our carpenters and our good masons are in Cayman and Canada and all
Yeah,
over
in
the
a
place. Now,
moment.
this very same country that I'm benchmarking, they don't have people migrating and they don't have no capital flight. And they're not two people below the capital flight in the world. People want to stay there and work because there are opportunities there. So, two things. You entrepreneurs look for the opportunities, but also the government needs to put in place the supporting infrastructure to give us the students with technical skills so we can diversify the economy, so we can increase our GDP, so we can complement BPO because BPO is coming towards maturity in terms of capacities and skill set.
Listening there to the youthful, very youthful Gloria Henry, Vice President in charge of logistics and business process outsourcing at the Port Authority of Jamaica. We're covering Mobay Expo 2022.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The tagline Wellington Dental is
The easiest and most convenient way to pay bills using eMaster or try your luck investing in gaming or wallet is at Medicare Pharmacy. We supply equipment to hotels and attractions. These equipment are used to facilitate training for staff members.
What is this, a candle?
Medicare Pharmacy.
It's candles?
Visit Medicare Online and distributjamaica.com. Medicare Pharmacy. Regular pharmacy.
I think I see a wick.
Football competition is in full swing, and Small Play will bring you live reports and updates on the football matches. Listen every Tuesday at 7:15 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM. Live reports brought to you by China Distributors Limited, KFC, and
this broadcast from both sides of the story from the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Expo is brought to you by the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower Maintenance Services Limited, Rose Hall Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medifair Pharmacy Limited, Favorite Things, and Ventura Photo and Video.
Let's go, studio. Que ahora es en espagnol, son las 4 y 2 de la retiro français, les 4 heures de science. Tiel se tien lim arfen. 2 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, both sides of the story. Power 106 FM. Once again, congratulations to Gloria Henry, Vice President in charge of logistics and EPO at the Port Authority of Jamaica. She was relatively recently honored with the Nexus Illuminati Award for Executive of the Year for 2022 from Nearshore Americas in recognition of her efforts towards sustaining business process outsourcing BPO during the COVID-19 pandemic. Well done to the vivacious, effervescent, and youthfully radiant Gloria Henry. So much so that I didn't recognize her when she started speaking, until of course I started listening. And I said, no, but that is her. Even after I apologized for saying it wasn't her. Well done, Gloria Henry. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. All the very best. Let's continue with more here on your program, both
sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Violet White on Facebook Live says, totally agree with this speaker, Gloria. All our people are migrating after such a stellar high school education in Jamaica. We need to find ways to keep them in Jamaica. Foreign countries are benefiting from them. Trying to identify the next speaker. My vision is obscured by that color that is just ahead of where I am right now. Seeing the individual on the platform, but not recognizing him at the moment. But in the meantime, let's just give a listen to what the gentleman has to say. We'll identify him in just a moment.
And it's a very diverse city, which encompasses various industries and great residential options. However, I want to speak about the Vista investment. For us at Vista Montego Bay Development, it is a monumental task.
I emceed that program a couple Fridays ago.
But we are extremely confident of success.
What's his name?
Our confidence too is in keeping with the offerings of this great city. The development is a mixed-use one, which caters to resort, residential and commercial units. And our decision was based really because we're positive already. Where I say because of the great city. And there are a number of things. I will start with access to capital, which really has nothing to do with the city, but you can't do anything without capital. Absolutely no investment can occur without capital. And this is where our partner came in. For the most part, in my opinion, and I've been doing this for 42 years, capital at times seems very elusive. Those of us in the audience who do business, we know that. As a nation, I think a way should be found to make available the large sums of money trapped in the system, as was evidenced by the JDX, which is the Jamaica Debt Exchange, and the NDX. Trillions of dollars are locked up in the system.
You're listening to Constantine Hines. Constantine Hines. He is one of the directors of the Vista Montego Bay Resorts Development Limited, giving us information on that development. It's a brand new development near the Craft Market in Montego Bay, and it's going to be quite special. There's more that he has to say, and we're going to listen once again to Constantine Hines, one of the directors of the Vista Montego Bay Resorts Development Limited. It's a development, the official groundbreaking ceremony for which was held on Friday, the 21st of October at 2 Fort Street, Jamaica Boulevard, in the Friendly City. Let's listen some more to Constantine
Hines. Because we know that. We also looked at the residential market, and everybody here knows we're booming. So that also
That's a program
was a
2 weeks ago.
Very crucial point for us. Then we looked at the workforce, available workforce. I would want to think that Montego Bay is very unique in this regard. Why do I say so? Because the outskirts of Trelawney and Hanover does provide access to personnel, and there's a well-established transportation system in place. Might not be the greatest, but it is well established. Hence, Montego Bay can benefit from a workforce outside of the borders of the city. The employment data that we looked at, put out by Statin, July 22, the unemployment was 6.6% nationally. And I would want to say, if we were to assume the same 6.6% for Montego Bay, then the Vista project would be a boost for the local economy. We also looked at education. Montego Bay again is unique when compared to other cities and areas outside of Kingston, where there are a number of tertiary institutions operating in Montego Bay. And there are few specialized training centers. This too is central to the facilitation of business development. Business need trained staff. At this point too, I would challenge the Chamber of Commerce to evaluate the required skill set that fits into its workforce, meaning its membership workforce. Approach institutions of learning to create and develop curriculum to meet this demand. Some of these demands could be, some of this too could be done by high schools and some by tertiary institutions. But there has to be a focus on specialized skill set if we are to succeed as a nation in the 21st century. Foreign investment was the next one we looked at. We did some research and was pleasantly surprised that foreign investors think very favorably of Montego Bay compared to several other places in the Caribbean. And that was critical based on our concept. The airport was another factor that assisted in our decision making. Of course, everybody knows we have a very modern airport, and the government continue, well, maybe the private people know, I'm not sure, who owns it now, continue to improve. This is critical if we're going to do major investment in airport connectivity. We looked at the government developments too, which the Honorable Minister spoke of earlier. And we see what they're doing. We also looked at the pending development by government. And Mr. Minister, there are a lot pending. And that weighed heavily in our decisions. As a matter of fact, in 5 years, we have to have a very enviable location. In 5 years, this location is going to fit just like a Las Vegas, an Atlantic City, any big city. We are going to be the top of the Caribbean, Latin, and South America in 5 years. And the government is doing something about that. And I'm not bigging up the government, and the government's supposed to do that. Infrastructure also we looked at. We know what the broadband development is. We know sewage, electricity, and water are all relatively stable. And I say relatively stable because sometimes we have issues with some of them, and we know that. But they are relatively stable and should not adversely affect development. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the factors that drive development and subsequently, and by extension, the economy. At the Vista Montego Bay Resource Development Limited, we will provide 300 permanent jobs when completed and over 180 temporary jobs during the build-out period. We would want to think that this is a stimulus for the Montego Bay economy. One of the biggest ways to create growth and development is through employment. Having lucrative career opportunities can significantly assist in the economic growth of Montego Bay, by extension the parish and Jamaica. The availability of attainable jobs provides a path out of poverty, which is imperative to achieve development. And I say that with a lot of conviction, because most of us were born poor. Maybe 95% of us were born poor. And if we do not seek to take people out of poverty, trust me, the development not going anywhere. And to do that is training, is education. I think Montego Bay right now is on a launching pad for a takeoff into the metaverse. All we have to do as Montegonians and Jamaicans, yes, the metaverse, is to find the confidence and motivation to contribute in any way that we can, and encourage all of everybody in our sphere of influence, far and wide, to come on board, and everybody can be a part. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we look forward to a very bright future in Montego Bay.
Listening there to Constantine Hines, who is one of the directors of Vista Montego Bay Resorts Development Limited, speaking here in the Montego Bay Convention Center for the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Job Fair and Expo. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 4:50.
That's why I see them on the bank. Come on, buy a little books. Lots of simple society. You have to be smart. You know, be safe. So, what is the work for me? Well, that's where JDIC comes in. Look at this. With the JDIC deposit insurance scheme, once you save your money in a commercial bank, merchant bank, or building society, your deposit is going up monthly. $1.2 million per deposit or financial institution. If the institution fails, all the information that you need is on the JDIC platform. And you can follow their social media platform for more information. Get the most accurate news, sports, commentary, business, and more every Sunday from the best. The Sunday Leader. Discover a new job. Upgrade to a new car. Get the latest in entertainment, health, finance, and so much more. Purchase your copy this Sunday. The Sunday Cleaner gives you everything you need and more. The Cleaner, we're live on phones.
This broadcast of both sides of the story from the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Expo is brought to you by the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower Maintenance Services Limited, Rose Hall Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medifair Pharmacy Limited, Paper and Things, and Ventura Photo and Video.
Es en español, son las 4:17 à la radio en français, les 4h17. CNZ, TDN Lund, CDN Church, Fen. 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Yes, young people, we know it's a Friday, but you know what we always say? Have some fun doing the homework now, so you can have some more fun this weekend. How about that? And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. And at this time, Mark Jarrett is on the floor, as they say. He is adding his voice to the discussion underway here at the Montego Bay Convention Center. It's the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Job Fair and Expo. Let's take a bit of Mark Jarrett's presentation.
Currently, we have about 500,000 square feet under occupation with 10 plus thousand employees working pretty much 24/7. So we're really, just praise the Lord for that opportunity there. We're also developing right now behind Westgate Plaza a development that we've called the North Bank Logistics and Distribution Center. It's about 100 acres that we are going to be building out over a phase basis of warehousing and entrepreneur centers, as we believe that Montego Bay really is the hub for commercial and industrial activity in Western Jamaica, and the distributors out of and manufacturers out of Kingston need an option for Western Jamaica as our population grows. You can no longer keep trucking goods out of Kingston, but they need a hub from which to operate here. So we're looking to provide that. We've also made a commitment to the Fairfield International Academy to give them 14 acres for a new prep and high school, which they will be building out in the next 18 months.
I'll take Cranmore.
Sorry, this thing keeps dying. And then within the North Bank development and what we're calling South Bank, which is going to be between the river and the Fairfield Main Road, we're looking to develop a river walk there, which will be a realignment of the Montego River through that area, about 1,200 feet of it, and to build on either side of it a pedestrian zone where you have bistros, boutiques, shopping, performing arts center, business hotel, and above that you will have residential, 2 floors of residential. You'll access it from the back, and it will be a completely pedestrian promenade on either side of the river with jogging tracks and also park facilities where you could go with your family to have recreation and just some quiet time in a green environment. So that's pretty much where we see ourselves going in the next 5+ years. What I would ask is of the government with regards to facilitation and especially the BPO right now is a transportation hub, a node in Montego Bay which is multimodal, where we can bring in all of our employees from the Western Jamaica and bring them into an organized transportation center where they can then go out to whether to BPO or hotels or downtown Montego Bay, Fairview, or wherever, even along the Elegant Corridor. But we're having a problem in BPO now because when the shifts change and the buses leave the Montego Free Zone and the Bardic Tech Park, it creates a tremendous amount of congestion on the Howard Cook and behind by Pier 1 and others. And the suggestion is that has come from Mr. Winston Dare and also Minister Mike Henry brought it up, is to take the old railway lands and turn that into a multimodal transport center. It will take the traffic off the main road and into a central area from which everybody can go from, say, 40-seater buses to taxi cars or minibuses and be distributed accordingly. The other thing that we would like to see is maybe the continuation of the river retraining through West Green and that area there to try and alleviate the upstream flooding issues. The other issue is to suggest, Minister, that we build the development road from Montego Bay, which will now be the Portobello intersection of the perimeter road, all the way through Adelphi, Eastside, Wakefield, and coming out to Martha Bray at the great separated intersection there. And use the scrub agricultural lands for housing, because Montego Bay and northwestern Jamaica really need a port more. We need a residential community for our employees to reduce the traveling time and the fuel burn and the lost in man hours there. And then what we can do is, having built that road, we can now put axle and weight restrictions on the Elegant Corridor and drive all of that heavy traffic through that development road and really bring some value to the Elegant Corridor, as I know a lot of the hoteliers complain of jake brakes and other heavy vehicle noises coming through there. And with regards to Montego Bay's future and Jamaica's future, when you have gentlemen like Mr. Hines and his group that are coming into Jamaica, that he elaborated on his due diligence, it goes to show what a very good place we are in as a nation. And that we can solicit the kind of local and foreign investor confidence to develop Montego Bay and Jamaica. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed. We are a really blessed country. We have everything that we need. And if we can invest in the development of our people and get our people properly educated in the fields that are needed, as I like to say, if we develop the people will develop the country. They are our resource. They are our diamonds in the rough. And I know that with the continued pressure of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and its dynamic leadership, and the confidence that the locals and foreigners have in Jamaica, and just through grit and determination, Jamaica and Montego Bay will be the primary destination for not just recreation, but also industry, commerce, and the creative industries in the Latin America and Caribbean region. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mark. That was indeed a mouthful, but a very electrical one. So many points raised there with respect to where we are and where we are going and where we, in fact, should be going. I just want to pause here. Is that Mr. Distant there? Welcome, sir. You joined all the way from Queensland to be this here. You're still the president of the Jamaica, no, you're former immediate past president of the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce. We are happy to have you, sir. Now then, we are going to open the floor for some discussion. As you know, this is a panel discussion and a forum. We have sort of dealt with the forum part because each of our presenters has done their initial presentations. We want some participation from you. And is there a mic in the audience? You're getting one. In the meantime, yeah, Mr. Minister, I noticed while Mark Cartwright was speaking, he touched on some issues, some infrastructural issues. And I saw you taking notes. Would you care to respond to some of those?
Thank you, Lord. Railway lines. Minister Shaw, who know our responsibility, will be paying a visit very soon. It should have been the 28th of October, but I was out of the country at that time, so we had to reschedule. So when Mark touches on that, it is something that is very frontal, and my vision will form from Montego Bay. Because yes, we definitely need an enlarged space for a transportation hub. And when I look at the railway lines, coupled it with what is there now, and section of railway lane, lower section of railway lane, I think that area would be an ideal area to take the traffic eastbound and westbound out of Montego Bay. So it is something that, you know, it touches that we are actually in discussion with. That road that he mentioned from Westgate to Martha Bray via Adelphi, yes, that is another area that, because a part of my responsibility in the West here is to look at how we can create new corridors to open up new areas for development. And not only St. James, but right across those 5 parishes. And that's why I had to mention well, I mean, because we're looking at Oak, we're looking, because as it is now, most of our township has maybe outgrown their use permits. We were in Brownstown just last week, Friday, where we had a nice meeting with stakeholders, looking at what can be done to Brownstown. Because, I mean, it can't grow in, I mean, space can't grow, so we have to find space outside of Brownstown. So, suggestions that Mark has made, and it is something that we are very, as it relates to the river training, I know that will be a very big one, because you know it has to go through NEPA and all those people, but I'm sure that something can be done.
Thank you very much for that response. Yes.
We've been listening there to the Minister of State and the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, the Honorable Homer Davis. Before him, there was a presentation by Mark Farcharet, and Lloyd B. Smith is moderating the discussion. This is Mobay Expo 2022. More in a moment.
Tomorrow, 106 FM. The time is now 4:13.
The easiest and most convenient way to do this using Maymaster virtual connecting equipment all in one is at Mayfair Pharmacy, who supply equipment to hotels and attractions. These equipment are used to facilitate training for staff members. Mayfair Pharmacy, 24 Market Street, Washington, or visit Mayfair Pharmacy at singleinjamaica.com. Mayfair Pharmacy, a captive breeders society on Jamaica presents its famous livestock show and food festival. Anticipated as state representatives limited on the livestock production. Sacred vendor sponsored by Stephen Sherman. The Jamaica Day Collective, the Random Livestock Limited, Hot NSC Trust, and Infidel Act.
Tune into Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. We feature High-Pro Food Independence. High-Pro Food Independence focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more. That's High-Pro Food Independence every second and third Tuesday from 6:18 to 6:30 a.m. during Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. High-Pro Food Independence is sponsored by High-Pro. This broadcast of both sides of the story from the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry's Expo is brought to you by the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited, Rose Hall Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medicare Pharmacy Limited, Payroll Things, and Ventura Photo and Video.
Because as a major tourism destination, and as we have heard all sort of one thing and the story of right now, the quality of life is important, and things are working role in that. We're not going to tie out really.
Let's go studio. Irregulares en español son las 5:28. Teleargentino posible Samper 9:20. Ciencia actividad de Wodia Chan Arshur Mohammed. 28 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Montego Bay Convention Center, Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Expo and Job Fair. 27 minutes to 5 o'clock, and a good time for us to ask the question, do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more of this forum, which features Lloyd B. Smith as moderator, Roma Davis is Minister of State, Minister of Local Government and Development. We also have Ms. Gloria Henry, who is Vice President in charge of Logistics and BPO at the Authority of Jamaica. There is Constantine Hines, of the new development, Vista, Montego Bay. Mark R. Jarrett is also a panelist. And the Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tofton, is also here. And his input was just sought by moderator Lloyd B. Smith. Let's hear what he's been saying.
250-bed facility for adolescent and pediatric care, and that construction is in full flight to be completed in another year or so, which will complement Bustamante Hospital for Children, except that it also deals with adolescent care from 12 to 18 years. I know Cornwall is a sore point. I went there today, and for the first time, well, 6 months ago to now, I am a lot more confident in terms of the progress that is being made. And we do expect over the next year to phase the reoccupation, if you will, of that facility. And nationally, there are big plans around building out Spanish Town, a 6-story facility, 60 million US, Maypen and St. Anne's Bay, also under IDB funded program. So from an infrastructure standpoint, we're making progress. From a health information system, we just signed a contract for 8 million US to digitize our hospital records and to connect health centers with hospitals. That is going to modernize and make transaction time and cost a lot less, so more efficiency of servicing clients, patients, including telemedicine. And that is something that we're looking forward to. The big challenge is people. We really have to step up on training more. And so under this code care program, we're collaborating with overseas universities to try and train more nurses, doctors, because globally, healthcare's weakness right now is not so much equipment and facilities. Even in North America, it is the healthcare personnel that is short. And so we are victims of that because we're a net supplier of personnel to North America. So we're gonna have to do some work there. So there's a lot to be done, but there's a lot to be hopeful about, Mr. Chairman. And I want to commend the organizers, the chamber, the investors who are investing, and encourage them to invest in health. I think health tourism is a big area that we can leverage, particularly in these parts. Thank you very much. God bless.
And thank you, although you were ambushed. Thank you. All right, the floor is open. We have limited time. Who would like to kick off in the audience? We would welcome your questions or your comments, if any.
We only have time for one more question, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official opening of Expo 2022 is due to happen very shortly. Hence, we will have to terminate our forum momentarily, so we can only accommodate one question, or if anyone wishes to make a comment of any kind. You got a wealth of information from our panelists, some of which was thought-provoking, and much of it also in terms of the future, inspiring. I would love to sit with Mr. Mark Arjoy one of these days because I heard him talking about performing arts center, all that lifestyle aspect of Montego Bay's development, the creative industries. Those are critical areas that must be infused into whatever else is happening. Go ahead, Mark, you wanted to say something.
Thanks, Lloyd B. It's just so important that we invest in quality of life, as Gloria said, for not just for tourists. We have to develop Jamaica for Jamaicans and then invite people to come and share our home with them. And that's one of the kind of driving principles towards the Riverwalk, is to create an environment where Jamaicans can go and just relax, sit down, have something to eat, go out onto the banks of the river and just throw down a rock, walk your dog, walk your children, play a little frisbee, do whatever you want, just somewhere to breathe. And the vision is to line it with blossoming trees like the crep myrtle, the pink pui, the yellow pui, and even turn those blossoms, blossoming times into festivals, like they have with the cherry blossom elsewhere, because we have so much potential with flowering fauna and flora, and to just use that for our own enjoyment, and we can make money out of it. But I just wanted to throw out one quick idea, and it's something that struck me a number of years ago when I was at Doctor's Cave, and I just said, can you imagine if the whole of Gloucester Avenue on the land side had the same kind of buildings as the Montego Bay Club? High-rise buildings that go all the way to the top of the escarpment, and you actually enter the hotel from the Queen's Drive. We could increase the room densities by a factor of 5 and turn the hip strip into a real, as Mr. Hines said, a Las Vegas. And so to just throw out to the existing property owners on the Gloucester Avenue, can we find investors that will come in and we will put in the equity as the ownership of the land, and we build these high rises that will be blocking nothing because it's an escarpment behind you, and you just look out over the natural beauty of the harbour, and we up the room density by a factor of 5, and making commerce, dining, and everything on the Gloucester Avenue a real possibility. And
Yes. We don't have much time though, so I know. But I didn't go into the details, but our concept and our development is from Queen's Drive all the way to the avenue. And they are towers, they are 12th floor buildings. And it is going to encompass casino gaming centers, spas, putting course, golf course, putting greens is tremendous. And you're going to enter from Queen's Drive, there's going to be a road, a ring road, all the way inside and under the building. It's a monumental task we're putting in, which is in keeping with what you're saying. So the entire strip there, we really wanted to do something special in Montego Bay. And it's very difficult, but it is being done. Godfrey, your hip strip development. It's a pity we don't have time, so you could give us a taste of that as well, based on what Mark and Constantine have said. Maybe we need to have another forum soon to explore those possibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause for our panelists? I think they did a splendid job. And pity we don't have more time, but as I said, the official opening of the expo is about to take place. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, Constantine. You have a very good name, Emperor Constantine of Rome, was it, or Egypt? And of course, Mark Cartwright, one of our most outstanding citizens in terms of developmental issues. Thank you too. You have been a wonderful audience. Expo goes on till Sunday. Keep coming. We have some very exciting entertainment lined up for you. And of course, you need to support all the various persons and companies here that are exhibiting their projects. And also there's opportunity for networking, etc., etc., etc. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your participation, for listening. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Lloyd Lee.
Lloyd Lee Smith, moderator for the just concluded forum involving Ministerial State and the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Davis, Ms. Gloria Henry, Vice President in charge of Logistics and BPO at the Port Authority of Jamaica. There's Constantine Hines, who is involved in a development, a housing development, in fact, a multi-purpose development near the craft market in Montego Bay. And we also
heard from Mark Jarrett, well-known developer, businessman, director, etc. And I believe, I think that's everyone. Yes. So that discussion has ended, and we're now preparing for the official opening of this Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry Job Fair and Expo. There are those who have come to the convention center just in time for the official ceremony, the opening ceremony. So we're seeing those individuals streaming into the convention center. We'll go to the break, our final break, and come back in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Ventura Photo and Video Services, your one-stop shop for all your photography and videography needs. For your 15 minutes passport, digital IDs, studio portraits, glamour and maternity shoots, albums, frames, cameras, batteries, memory cards, thumb drives, and other photographic supplies. Serving you with distinction at our three locations: 22 Market Street and Shop 26B, the Annex Fairview Shopping Center in Montego Bay, and Water Square in Falmouth. Telephone 876-952-2937 or 876-940-7444. We're the memory makers, Ventura.
The Isomani Cup school-board football competition is in full swing, and Power Play will bring you live reports and updates on the football matches. Listen every Tuesday at 7:15 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM. Live reports will be brought to you by Jedi Distributors Limited, KFC, and Alice Trading Company Limited.
This broadcast of both sides of the story from the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Expo is brought to you by the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited, Rose Hall Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering Works, Medifair Pharmacy Limited, Paper and Things, and Ventura Photo and Video.
Let's go studio. E ora es en español, son las 5:13 que la región Brasile Saint-Hermain-12. Time just changed. Ciencia, TDN Le, Wu Dian, Cha, Shu, R, Cha, R, Shu, Fen. 12 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at the Montego Bay Convention Center in Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? We continue our live broadcast from the floor of the Convention Center, Rose Hall, St. James, Jamaica, ahead of the official ceremony. The panelists who participated in the earlier discussion are continuing those discussions as they await the start of the official ceremony. The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry is hosting this job fair and expo. This is day one of three. They got going at 9 o'clock this morning and will run until 8 o'clock this evening. The admission is free, plus there is a shuttle service from Pier 1 Montego Bay parking lot. So you will be shuttled, you'll be transported from Pier 1 to the Montego Bay Convention Center. And this has been happening today, the 4th of November, will continue tomorrow, Saturday the 5th, and into Sunday, the 6th of November. Expo 2022, an opportunity to connect with more than 100 exhibitors and learn about new products and services, explore opportunities for business at the Invest Mobay Forum, and connect with employers at the job fair. Expo 2022 is open to the entire family, and included is a kiddies village as well as an entertainment package. The event, as we said, Mobay Expo 2022, is presented by the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry in partnership with the St. James Municipal Corporation. We want to do a very quick walkabout here in the convention center to give you an indication of the various entities represented here. That should take us to the close of today's edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, on Power 106 FM. As we continue to stream live on the Cleaners website, Jamaica.com, on your smart devices. Some of the exhibitors love to shop, as they say. Others will wait until the ceremony. And even after the ceremony, the big ceremony ends. So that you can get an idea of some of the food holders. There is one called attache, ATACH, accent, attache extras, the Jamaica Public Service Company is also represented here at Mobay Expo 2022. So too the Tourism Enhancement Fund, the TEF, one of the major sponsors of this event. The Mobay and Kingston lounges are on show as well. The departure lounges and the Samson International as well as Norman Manley International. Manpower Maintenance Services also represented here. So too Talent Box Caribbean is another entity we're seeing. There are logistics entities being being promoted as well and featured. Shipping Agency Jamaica Limited. We see today's office limited, ACF Amazing Concrete Finishes. As we continue our trek across the floor here in the convention center, we're seeing quite a number of booth holders. First here, the owner School of Business and Management, LTN Logistics, Honor Aggregates and Minerals Limited. So the Link app is being promoted and featured. National Housing Trust is represented here. Intelligence Solar is also here. Gateway Cooperative Credit Union, Montego Bay Community College is also represented here at the convention center. Oxford Trading Jamaica Limited, Home Solutions with us, of course, AW Jamaica, Keller Williams, First Caribbean International Bank, Royal Jamaica Brewery, Craft Beers and Spirits, Global Services Association of Jamaica, very well represented here in the convention center. The St. James Municipal Corporation has a booth, the National Health Fund, and under the umbrella of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, very well represented. Also, like some Scotiabank, Israel Tech, is also represented. Elite Concepts and Solutions. Rhodes Hall is represented here as well. Side NCB, Mobay and Creative Arts Network, VM Group is also here. And, as we go down the line, we're seeing our friends from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. ATL is on show as well. So too Northern Caribbean University. A couple of entertainment firms represented here as well. Heart NSTA Trust is another. Guardian Group. And a range of other booth holders. Okay. How are you? Good, good, good. KPMG, also here, JN, MC Systems, Kestrel, MP Supply Services and Equipment, the Young Jamaica Ensemble, Caribbean Assurance Brokers Limited, National Safety, celebrating 50 years. Juta is also represented here, so too Sagicor Group, Rainforest, the Global Leadership Summit Jamaica, and there are some micro enterprises also represented here. We have some jewelers here as well, and others. So we just gave you a taste of some of the participating individuals, institutions, and organizations in this 2022 staging of Mobay Expo. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM. We've been covering Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Job Fair and Expo 2022. We thank Ludlow Barker, our broadcast engineer on location, for doing technical duties. Adrian Reed in the studios of Power 106 FM. Thanks to our business development executives, Vivette Malcolm, thank you very much. Lorna Lewis, thank you. And thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to you. Well, thanks to all our guests today. And thanks to you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad, for making it both sides of the story. Remember, the Mobay Expo continues for the rest of this weekend. So that's the rest of today up to 8 o'clock this evening, all day tomorrow, Saturday, and all day on Sunday. All things being well, both sides of the story returns Monday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Please, let's all have a peaceful and safe weekend.
The preceding broadcast of both sides of the story from the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries Expo was brought to you by the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited, Rose Hall Development Limited, Mobile Welding and Engineering
Did it
Works,
drop at all?
Medicare Pharmacy Limited,
Okay.
Paper and Things, and Ventura
Because
Photo
the
and
base-
Video. You're listening to Power 106 FM.
Okay.
Time is now. News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible. Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's news at 5.
Good thing that you did. Yeah.
Good afternoon, I am Dervan Gordon. Coming up in the news segment of Beyond the Headlines, today Friday,
You know me
November
too
4,
well.
2022. 15 people rushed to hospital following two-vehicle collision this afternoon in Manchester. Vice Chair of National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, says road crashes are now at a crisis level. Calls for implementation of new Road Traffic Act and regulations. Gun amnesty declared to get underway tomorrow after Senate approves amnesty order. Jamaicans caught illegally fishing in Colombian waters to be repatriated following government intervention. In business news, students at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean now have a new loan option after partnership with Niche Financing.
Oh boy. Oh. Oh, these cameras are still running now? Alright. Bye. Big nuts.